Alright, the whole world is better now that we found the gingerbread house. And the 2 employees that directed us wrong saw us and apologized. And we're quite happy to see the gingerbread house that they had no idea about. So it all worked out.
They learned something new.
They learned something new, and they were very nice after the fact. So I will forgive and forget.
It's just very frustrating.
It's very frustrating. But it was a beautiful gingerbread
I guess
house.
Disney doesn't do a very good job of telling their employees.
No, that's what the one lady, she's like, no one told us.
That's what I think.
I'm like, I'm sorry.
I hear a lot of that.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of that.
I said,
communication horrible between management and
yeah. She's like, I thought you were gonna want to buy, because they do in this shop right here. They have gingerbread houses for sale. Don't want a gingerbread house. Maybe if I lived local, but there ain't no way it's making it home on an airplane. All right, now we have to figure out how to get to them.
If we take this loop around, it'll get us there. Or we can take that loop around.
So, all right, after taking a pit stop at the Grand Floridian, we actually did not get anything to eat. Here is the walkway to the Magic Kingdom. So just stay behind the main building, walk past Gasparilla's Grill, and you will see the loop. So we'll see how long it takes. We decided Grand Floridian had some cake pops we wanted, but then we decided not, because at Magic Kingdom, Orange Bird has a dessert we really want, and we're both sweeted out.
Well, so much of that you can eat.
I prefer savory. I love my sweets, don't get me wrong, but savory I can eat way more. So since we're really not wanting any more dessert, but we want to do the Orange Bird, we're limiting it to the Orange Bird. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm coughing. I have allergies. Just allergies. There's a monorail. So the test is, how long will it take to walk from the Grand Floridian to Magic Kingdom? I am like, oh, scary, scary.
Even scarier if parts started flying off.
Yeah, so just make it a little morbid, honey.
Hey, do what you gotta do. That was very exasperating back there. Very exasperating.
Oh, it was.
I didn't want to see the big house, just wanted to see the little one. I know there's a little one.
All right, what,
It's not too much.
if you watch my vlog, what he's talking about is we stopped by the Grand Floridian because they had a chocolate reproduction of the gingerbread house that we did this year. We asked 3 different employees, had no idea what we were talking about, and gave us wrong directions. Finally, the 4th person knew what we were talking about and directed us the right way. And you kind of did have to ask, because this gingerbread reproduction made out of chocolate is in the middle of the Grand Floridian Cafe. So basically, I think you have to be eating there, but they're in between, they're switching from lunch to dinner, and no one was around, so I just walked in. I was waiting for someone to kick me out, but hurry up.
I was hoping.
I was hurried up, took a bunch of photos. Definitely felt like we were somewhere we shouldn't be, but we wanted to see this chocolate house.
We went through a lot to get there. So.
Yes. And then weren't even there for 30 seconds left. No one kicked us out. It all worked out. But you know how it is when you ask people questions and they don't know or give you the wrong answer, and then you wander around like a chicken with your head cut off. That's basically what we just experienced.
You know what? I think the staff there, the culinary staff, probably said, you know what? Yeah, we can't make the big house, but let's make something.
Yeah,
and then the management probably was like, well, yeah, make it, but we're not going to be able to have it in the middle of anywhere because we can't have crowds. So
yes.
they decided, let's do this.
Yes, the main reason they did not do the big gingerbread house, I'm not 100% positive. I originally thought because they laid off staff. But they didn't lay off their bakers and stuff, because there's plenty of desserts everywhere. So I think the real reason they didn't do the gingerbread house is because it always attracts large crowds.
Huge crowd.
And they couldn't really deal with those large crowds. And so that is why the staff, the awesome bakers at the Grand Floridian, I just say that because we've actually, 3 times now, we've had them make custom cakes for us. And they are awesome, well worth the money spent. And anyway, I feel like the reason they didn't make the big gingerbread house is because of the crowds. So they made this. It wasn't. I mean, it was still like 2 feet tall.
Yeah, you know, if you're an artist,
Of this chocolate.
That's what these guys are. They're
Yeah.
artists with whatever they work with. So if you're an artist, you want people to see your work.
So it's in a case in the middle of the cafe. And I say cafe, what is that over there? Some kind of animal. So it's a sit-down restaurant. I think, is that an armadillo? Is that an armadillo?
I think it's an armadillo. Or baby buffalo.
It's an armadillo.
All right.
So anyway, get distracted by the wildlife. It's in a case
Hey, you.
in the cafe, which is a sit-down. It is an armadillo. Look at him.
It's an armadillo face. Look, he's rooting up the ground like
I didn't know armadillos were native to Florida. Or is it like Missouri? And they're an invasive species. They're an invasive species in Missouri, but there's not tons.
I used to think Piglet was an armadillo. I don't know why. He just kind of looks like one.
Even though the name was Piglet?
Yeah, Piglet, but he looked like an armadillo. Doesn't he
Interesting.
look like he's got like a little...
I never
thing
thought
going
that,
on
but that was because I probably didn't know what armadillos were until I was in college.
All right, go on with your story.
I lost my train of thought.
When
Long
you're
story
talking
short,
Talking about cakes and artists and
it's out of the way in the cafe, which is a sit-down restaurant.
out of the way in the cafe.
And I guess that's how they're going to do crowd controls. And apparently they're not going to tell their employees. I guess that's another way for crowd controls.
Yeah.
But I did learn that if you want to buy a gingerbread house, Gaspara's, what was that, cafe?
Gasparilla Grill.
Grill.
Yeah.
So,
There you go. You can get
there you go.
beautiful.
What is this? What is this?
It's a secret portal.
Secret canal. Do you know what I was thinking when we pulled into Magic Kingdom this morning? I don't know if you were paying attention, but there was a big mound of dirt across the way, and it kind of reminded me of like our garbage dumps in Missouri. Like, I don't know how every state does it, but in Missouri they like cover the garbage up in dirt and just make big mounds. It was like, is that Disney's garbage mound?
Yeah.
I mean, just think about how
That's
much
what you do in construction. You
garbage.
You throw garbage in the ground.
I'm like, how much garbage does Disney generate every day? They have to have their own garbage service. Because I just can't believe, like, what do they do with all this garbage that the parks generate every day? I don't know why. That's what I thought about this morning.
Yeah, but you bury some of it.
I know that you bury it. Well, we do in Missouri. I don't know what they do in.
I mean, at the construction site, sometimes when you're grading the ground.
No. But I'm talking about
So you think it's a trash dump?
trash dump. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what it is, but I thought that looks like a trash dump to me. And then I thought, what does Disney do with all their trash? That's all I have. Back to enjoying the scenic
It's
walk.
a real world problem. I don't know why you...
Because that looked trashy back there.
I was kind of happy, and then all of a sudden you started talking about trash. I ruined it.
Well, I'll think of something cherry. Look at that tree. Isn't that amazing?
What are you sure
It's, but we don't have moss all over our trees. Look at that. Covered with air moss.
Come on, let's walk to the neighbor.
And you have to admit, that tree's pretty cool looking.
It's lit. They got lights on it.
Anyway, so as you can see, we've passed numerous people. This is not a secret path anymore.
Nope.
The word is out.
Well, on really rough days where there's a lot of people here, that monorail's packed.
Yes.
And I don't even know if it's running. I don't think it's running right now to the resort.
I mean, honestly, when
And the boat takes forever.
when we stay at the Polynesian for a future day, we absolutely would walk to the Magic Kingdom. This is no different to me than when we walked to Hollywood Studios from the Swan or Dolphin. What do I always forget which one we're staying at? Are we staying at the Swan or the Dolphin? Someone lost their mask. Swan. We're staying at the Swan, right?
Yeah, we're at the Swan.
Okay.
It can get pretty ridiculous, those boats, how long it takes.
Yes. That's the blue monorail.
There's sitting for its space.
And then the orange monorail.
Oh, the orange one.
We are 9 minutes in, and I can see the monorail station up ahead. So yes, this walkway is awesome. I recommend it. Yeah, so yeah, this is the longest portion. Once we get past here, I estimate definitely 12 to 15 minutes for this part.
I imagine if when
But it's so
when
beautiful.
it's midday and the sun's beating down on you and it's 100 degrees, it might
Yeah,
be a
yeah,
roll up.
I agree.
But I don't know. I think
I agree, it might be the Sahara Desert sometimes.
when you got plenty of water,
But it's beautiful.
it is perfect. I like walking around Disney. I don't need to be transported
I know.
everywhere by bus or by monorail. Let people walk. And they listen. No, it looks further away than what.
Okay, yeah. So that's the Grand Floridian. We just walked from there. There's the Polynesian. You're like, oh wow, that's a long distance.
It's not bad.
Not really. I mean, we're used to walking, and you know what? It's so pretty. The time just flies by. It's very pretty. And we saw an armadillo.
We did see that.
And Robert saw a deer earlier.
I did see a deer.
Just the little things that impress us.
It wasn't very big, but it's still a deer.
I mean, since we couldn't go to Animal Kingdom, we gotta.
Yeah. I would like to stay there one time.
Do they ever do deals at the Animal Kingdom?
Yeah, they do actually. I'm not sure which building it's in.
Look at more moss. Look at that big chunk of moss. Don't you just want to take that home and do what? I don't know.
What do you want to do with it?
I don't know.
What's your grand plans for all this moss?
I don't really decorate with floral stuff, so I don't know.
You were talking about like lobsters from the ocean.
That's true. I don't really want moss. But it looks pretty.
It's all right.
So we actually are ahead of schedule.
Moss and trees.
I was really hoping we wouldn't get here till dark.
Yeah, it's not dark.
It's not dark. Not dark at all.
There's no walkway to Wilderness Resort though. That's a
No.
great place for Christmas.
We have stayed at the Wilderness several times.
I like it at Christmas.
There's a boat. You can take the boat from Wilderness to here. That is Wilderness over there.
You want to go to Wilderness Lodge and look at the inside?
No.
I was going to say it'd be dark by the time we get back.
No. Is there anything at the Contemporary?
It's contemporary.
No, it's gonna get. This sun sets pretty quickly. All right. We gotta go around here. So we're almost to the front. Oh, there's some moss. So I will say,
Would you like that moss?
no. I'm just giving you a hard time, giving myself a hard time. I will say it takes 14 minutes. 14 minutes. There's the Magic Kingdom. There you are. 14 minutes. Anyway, that's the walkway from the Grand Floridian to the Magic Kingdom. We're gonna have to do another temperature and another security, so that's it for now.